Hello fiends and collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with a Star Wars Black Series figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a figure that I have, I'm not even going to bother saying it, like with every other release basically this year, Hasbro have been absolutely crushing it. But this is one character that was a massive shocker, a real surprise when it was kind of teased on online forums that we would be seeing him. A character from Shadows of the Empire, for those of you who don't know, released 28 years ago. Shadows of the Empire is probably one of the most important pieces of Star Wars media to have been produced, purely because it was a project that saw how well Star Wars could last without having the tentpole of a film to prop it up, bridging the gap between Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars Episode 5, to Return of the Jedi, Star Wars Episode 6. The story will be told through a novel, video game, comics, and even a soundtrack would be released for it. Not to forget to mention some 3 3/4 inch figgies and vehicles in the Power of the Force 2 line. It was a really ambitious project, proving that they didn't really need a film to keep Star Wars in the zeitgeist. So today we're going to be taking a look at Dash Rendar, but as always we're going to take a look at the packaging, then the figure itself. First and foremost, you've got Star Wars The Black Series logo at the top there, a lovely window packaging. On the inside of that though you have that backdrop, and you can actually also see just quite faintly there his starship, the Outrider. Very cool stuff. Love the coloration just to offset that figure in the box. You've got the name of the character there, number of the character, name of the media that he appears in on that colour banding, bunch of legal garb just there. On the side, not much really going on there, just Star Wars The Black Series. On the other side, you've got a lovely image of the character, an artist-inspired interpretation, a bit of colour banding as well, fading into that with the name of the character on the back. Lovely image again, Star Wars The Black Series, name of the character, bit of a bio, which I will include in the description down below, and the number as well as the media that he appears in, and a ton of legal garb just there and at the bottom there as well. It's quite interesting to note the fact that they have omissed the Gaming Greats logo on this figure. While he does appear in video games, it was, like I said, a multimedia event. No issues with that, at least on my side, but some of you might kind of pick that up, think why they haven't included it. Nonetheless though, with that out of the way and done with, let's take a look at the figure itself.
Captain, I do not understand. Why do you not want Commander Skywalker and the others to know that we survived and made the jump to hyperspace?
Well, as much fun as that was, I don't see us joining the ranks of that crazy rebellion. Too dangerous and too much money to be made elsewhere, my friend. On top of that, someone from Black Sun will take Xizor's place. And when that happens, you can bet your servo motors they'll send every thug in the galaxy after us. But if everyone thinks we're dead, who's going to be looking? Besides, it's good to be remembered as a martyr without actually having to be dead, wouldn't you say?
So here we have the figure in person, and oh my god, is this absolutely spot on. There's some really interesting stuff and choices that Hasbro have gone in with this figure. The main one being, if we just take a look at that absolutely incredible head sculpt. Now, Dash Rendar is a character that wasn't really portrayed by a physical actor, of course, because it was a multimedia event. So there's multiple different interpretations by various different artists in terms of how facially he looks. Granted, some of these likenesses were ripped off from real life actors and performers, or just sheerly from artists' imagination. But really what did stay consistent is the actual outfit for Dash Rendar. Hasbro have taken a bit of their own personal liberty in terms of how they think Dash Rendar should look. I'm certainly getting the vibe that they've taken the likeness of Nicola Costa-Waldau, who plays Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones. I can really see that in this sculpt. So it's really interesting that Hasbro went down that route. I think it's a pretty good interpretation, somewhat amalgamating all the different looks of him. It might have been interesting if they actually included various different head sculpts with this particular figure, just to fill out some of that empty packaging. But nonetheless, the fact that this sheerly exists is a really, really nice one to have. Going back into some of the details though, you've got the interesting outfit that he wears. He's got this very heavy body armour with some cushioning going on the shoulders there, but then also he's got the shoulder pads that are very nicely sculpted with those details as well. The outfit also has sleeveless arms, so he's really showing off the gun show right there, which I always feel like he's quite known as. He's a bit of a Chad, to be honest. The original Power of the Force figure being probably one of the only accurate representations in terms of its buff factor to the character. Just look at that. Look how far we've come. Absolutely awesome. Of course, he's got these brown gloves as well. The belt where you can store the blaster into the holster, and then the overall trousers and bodysuit that he's got. I love the brown padding and paint application they've put into that, along with the blue and the boots as well. Just absolutely stunning stuff. I'm so pleased that we finally have a Dash Rendar figure, and this absolutely accompanies the other figures that we've received this year, what with Prince Xizor, who I have reviewed. If you haven't checked that video out, definitely watch it. And also two figures that I haven't picked up yet from the multi-figure pack: Luke in Imperial Guard disguise and Leia in Boost disguise, which I technically have, but there are some differences to that to make it worthy of an edition. Hopefully I can find them. Oh, and if you have the Snowspeeder as well, you can definitely add this guy to it, because obviously in one of the missions in Shadows of the Empire he flies a Snowspeeder, so that's pretty neat. But for me, really pleased that I've got this one. Now, in terms of his accessories, this is where the figure really runs flat for me. Like I said, I would have loved it if they included multiple different head sculpts so you could really pick and choose to how you envision Dash Rendar to look like, although maybe because of how similar some of those likenesses are to actual real life actors, Hasbro might have been cutting it a bit fine in terms of that. I can appreciate them maybe missing it, but I think they could have really included some blasters, or maybe even some interesting items that you picked up in the video game. Answer on a postcard with that one how you feel, but I think blasters certainly could have just been easily incorporated. The only thing that he comes with is this blaster pistol, very similar to Han Solo's, and I think that's the only thing that just falls a little bit flat for me. There's nothing to really make him, even though the figure himself is extremely unique, just blaster wise, something to make him even more uniquer and just to diversify those displays a bit. They could have even included the jetpack that he uses in the video game. There's just a whole plethora of different things they could have gave him, but they just settled with a blaster. And like I said, you can store that within the holster, just sits quite snugly in there like so no real complaints to that. But that's it. I'm not going to complain overly too much about the lack of accessories. The fact that this is a pretty much completely new sculpt speaks volumes, and he just looks so damn good. I have a feeling the 3D printing community and sculptors and model makers online are going to have a real field day with this one. I look forward to seeing what gets put out so that people can really customise and make their Dash Rendar incredibly unique, at least on display. And also, I really look forward to the opportunities and things that afford Hasbro to do in the future in terms of the expanded universe. What other expanded universe figures can we get? There's a whole wealth of Legends characters that I could just rattle off, but again, the sheer fact that this one exists is absolutely awesome. I'm so glad that Hasbro took a bit of time to celebrate Shadows of the Empire. In terms of this figure's articulation, he has a ball joint in the head, a ball joint in the neck, butterfly joints in the shoulders, ball jointed shoulders as well, ball jointed elbows. He has swivels at the tops of the forearms, just where the gloves are. Then he has ball jointed wrists, ball jointed torso, ball jointed hips, ball jointed knees, and swivels at the tops of the boot, ball jointed ankles with the rocker joint. So you can get this guy in some regal poses, even though there is no thigh swivel. That's not really an issue for me, just because they did put the swivels at the tops of the boots, because that really does help in terms of tweaking some of that posing so he doesn't look too bow-legged. Overall, I am super pleased with this figure. It's really nice to see Hasbro branching out to the more niche, obscure Star Wars characters, the weird Star Wars is the Star Wars that I personally love. And I think anyone who is a fan of Shadows of the Empire is going to have an absolute field day with this figure. I have nothing negative to really say about it. Yes, it would have been nice to get more accessories, but the fact that this is essentially a completely new sculpt should be absolutely commended to Hasbro. Well done. This is an absolute must-have for your collection. Do not sleep on this. Get out there, get him now if you haven't already. What more can I say? That does it for this review. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you picked this figure up? Are you contemplating it? Sound off. And, well, just while I've got you, be sure to check out some of these other videos down here. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And, well, this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out, and thank you very much for watching.